You ever look at your paycheck, see a pretty good number, but then look at your bank account at the end of the month and wonder, where did it all go? You're not alone, and you're not crazy. Today, we're gonna pull back the curtain on 10 completely normal habits that are pretty much designed to keep you financially spinning your wheel.
Let's start with a story. Imagine two people. They went to the same university, got the same degree. Fast forward 10 years, and they're both pulling in a very respectable 110,000 pounds a year. But their lives look totally different. One's got a net worth of 200,000 pounds and climbing. The other? Well, they're starting to recognize the phone numbers of bill collectors. And this is the part that really gets me, because this isn't about some lucky break or a crazy investment. We're talking same education, same income, same career path. So how can one be building a future, while the other is basically treading water with...
What is the real difference here? That's the big question we're gonna tackle. And I'll tell you right now, the answer isn't what you think. It's hidden in all the little things we do every single day without even thinking about it. This all leads us to the real heart of the problem. It's got nothing to do with reading another book on budgeting or downloading the latest finance app. Nope, the issue is much, much deeper than that. Check this out. A huge analysis of what drives our financial behavior found something pretty shocking. Education, knowing what to do, that accounts for a tiny, tiny 0.1% of our actions. The other 99.9%, that's all psychology. It's habits. So you don't have an information problem.
You have a normalcy problem. What we all consider normal in today's world is basically a slow financial leak. It's this whole system of habits and social pressures that is perfectly designed to drain your money away, quietly in the background. Today, we're gonna find all those little holes in your financial bucket.
Let's get right into it. We've got our actionable checklist ready. We're gonna walk through 10 of these sneaky, invisible leaks, and we're starting with one of the biggest wealth killers out there for professionals.
So, habit number 1, the professional car. Let me tell you about a guy I know, Marcus. He just bought a brand new truck because, hey, all his colleagues have one. He walks away feeling like a champ because he negotiated the payment down to only $825 a month. But he didn't win. Not even close. The dealership's back office made more money on his loan than they did on the truck itself. And here's the number that should really make you sit up. If Marcus had just invested that $825 a month instead of sending it to the car company, it could have grown to over 1.7 million pounds in 30 years. That's not a truck payment, it's a down payment on a delayed return.
Okay, lightning round on some other common leaks. Habit 2, those food delivery apps, you're paying a 36% tax just for the convenience. Habit 4, so-called retail therapy. For many, it's become a $4,000 a year subscription just to feel a little better after a rough day. Habit 6, shopping on your phone. It has shrunk the time it takes from I want that to I bought that, from a day trip to the mall to about 90 seconds. And habit 7, that daily lunch out with coworkers, that $15 difference could literally be the reason you retire at 70 instead of 50.
Now for habit 3, the rewards trap. The math here is brutal. Studies show we spend way more when we use a card, up to 83% more. So you might overspend by thousands of pounds just to get a couple hundred quid back in free rewards. You're basically paying them 10 pounds to get 1 pound of your own money back. It's a terrible
And then we've got habit 5, the Diderot effect.
Ever had this happen? You get a pay raise, you move to a slightly nicer place, and then suddenly your old sofa looks kind of dumpy, and your car, a bit embarrassing. Each little upgrade makes sense on its own, but all together, it's a consumption cascade that eats up your entire raise. This is exactly why so many high earners are still living paycheck to paycheck. Let's talk about habit 8, what I like to call subscription sprawl. We all do it. Most of us guess we're spending about 95 pounds a month on subscriptions, but the reality? The average is closer to 245 pounds. That's over $1,800 a year in ghost charges for things you probably forgot you even signed up for. Here's a rule. If you haven't used it in 30 days, it's
And now for habit 9, and some unpopular math. Financing stuff that loses value, like a sofa. That 0% interest deal is just a trap. They're banking on you missing one payment so they can jack the rate up to 29%. You're literally paying rent on something that's becoming worthless while you're still paying for it. The rule should be simple. If you can't pay for it in cash today, you can't afford it.
All right, we've arrived at the last and maybe the most critical habit of them all. Most people try to save whatever is left over at the end of the month. The problem? There's never anything left over. The winning play is to flip that script entirely. Treat your savings like your most important bill. You pay it first, automatically. And just look at the difference it makes. Automating your savings jumps participation from 64% all the way up to 94%.
This isn't about willpower, it's about building a better system. So after all that talk about leaks and problems, what's the upside? What's the actual reward for taking control and plugging these holes? Well, it's more real than you think. It's basically like giving yourself a giant hidden...
For a typical professional, just fixing these 10 habits can free up an estimated 25,000 pounds per year. Just let that sink in for a second. This isn't some made-up number. It's the cold, hard math of what happens when you shift from just spending on autopilot to living with intention.
This is what that money really buys you. It's not about being cheap or depriving yourself. It's about buying freedom. It's the freedom to say no to that extra Sunday shift because you don't need the money. It's a flat tire being an annoyance, not a financial emergency. And ultimately, it's the freedom to wake up when you're 45 and realize you don't have to go to work on Monday if you don't want to.
Where do you start? I know this can feel like a lot, but you don't have to fix all 10 things at once. The whole secret is to stop relying on willpower, because it always runs out, and start building a system that just works for you.
So here it is, your first step. And I want you to do this tonight. Seriously, just open your bank statement, find just one of those invisible leaks we talked about. A subscription you forgot, an app you don't use, and cancel it. That's it. That's your first goal.
Remember this, you don't have to fix everything overnight. The goal right now isn't perfection, it's momentum. Your only job is to find your first 100 pounds. That small win is what proves to you that yes, you are actually in control of this.
To the beginning, to our story of two graduates. So I'll ask you, in 10 years, who will you be? Are you going to be the one who understood the game, plugged the leaks, and built a real future? Or the one still treading water, weighed down by all those normal habits? The choice really does start tonight, with finding that first